Pod.
Rugby pod.
Hello and welcome back to the Rugby Pod, the world's most listened to rugby podcast, where you'll find us recovering after a belting third round of Champions Cup action.
That's right, Andrew. Some crackers this weekend. There was some Willis on Willis crime action.
Oh.
As Saracens toppled the mighty Toulouse. I was there. Henry Pollock was left checking for a pulse after his Saints were put to the sword in the southwest of France. Leinster left it late against Rogers, La Rochelle, and Bath continue their march with a big win away in Castres. And there's no Glasgow in there as well, but I'm going to mention Glasgow.
Yes, James.
Unbelievable. We will get into all of it, Andrew.
Yeah, nice, James. We certainly will be talking about Glasgow. Stay tuned as we'll be dissecting all of the Champions Cup action. So settle back, enjoy, and make sure you're subscribed. Where, James?
I'm going to let him say it. Who are you?
Where,
Who are
Rod?
you?
I'm here. I'm back on Spotify.
There you go. That a boy. He's back.
We need a bit more on Spotify.
Rob, you back?
I'm back. I made it.
Rob or Rod? What, I mean, see how you go today. We might start calling you Rob again. Everyone's calling you Rod now.
I know, mate. I get it all the time.
Do you love it?
No, it's fucking horrendous.
So for the dynamics of the listeners to visualise the dynamics, we've got Slughands Ben in front of me, smiling from ear to ear. Rob said he's not allowed a microphone and he's not allowed headphones.
He's
He's
pulling
worried for a seat.
He's pulling rank here, isn't he?
He's worried for a seat.
Yeah, he is. A lot of good feedback for Slughands.
Did you see who left the comments, though?
Who's that?
It was his mum,
Oh,
his
was
dad,
it?
his
Look
brother.
Rod is defending himself like you wouldn't
family.
believe it.
That's what yours do, Rob, don't they? It's like they just pinpoint on the message boards. And anyway, Rob, it's good to have you back. Happy New Year,
Thanks,
Merry
lads.
Christmas, and we'll call it there. We're all back in the studio.
We are. Good weekend, James.
Very good weekend.
You got pish wet yesterday down at Saracens.
I was. As a fan,
Yes.
I went to #AlwaysEdinburgh.
Oh, fan of Edinburgh.
On Friday versus Gloucester.
Question.
Yes.
Who are you supporting?
Neutral.
Rugby Union.
I was genuinely neutral.
Because you obviously played at Edinburgh for how many years? 3?
2.
2.
And 3 years at Gloucester.
Skips as well. I mean, you've never mentioned you were a Gloucester skipper.
Well, you just have then.
Yeah.
I was skipper
Yeah.
at Gloucester. I was neutral. JJ's 15th birthday, so he wanted to go with his mate, so I took him. And
Free tickets or you buy them?
Free tickets.
Yes.
I hosted an event for them on Thursday, actually. I did a season tickets members thing for #AlwaysEdinburgh the night before, so got some decent tickets on halfway, and it was an all right game. It was all right.
Oh, my weather.
Yeah, that's summer rugby.
Summer rugby.
My goodness me. The fan experience across the games at the weekend has been poor, I should say.
Don't start with
I'm
that.
sorry, I'm pissing it down. On Sunday, I know, and we'll,
You can't. I mean, it's not the fans or the club's fault that
No,
it
no one
rains.
said this. No one said it was.
Right.
No one said it was.
No, I know.
I just said, but the experience of being at a game, freezing cold and pissing it done, is not a great experience. Even if you do win, the team that you're supporting. That's me just being negative and being honest. But
It was good in Bordeaux.
Well, saying Bordeaux, did you see Pat Lam with his pins out?
Yeah.
The arms.
Yeah.
The arms and his vest.
They look big though.
Really?
Oh no.
Well,
I mean, he's 65 years old, Pat Lam, and he looks in good
He just
nick.
3 just got to his grief and Pat Lam.
no. But I'm not. I've said he had his pins out, and you said they look good, and I'm questioning that. That's
Pins or guns?
pins, guns, whatever you call them.
Oh, I thought pins was legs and guns was arms.
Well, I thought pins are just 2 points, so the points could be legs or arms.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. Oh, you tell Pat Lam his guns are shit.
Oh, God, here we go. Hang on. I was just, he had a vest. Anyway, it was decent weather in Pretoria and in South Africa because obviously north, south.
Their summer.
Hemisphere, and yeah, it's their summer and our winter. But no, great weekend of ruggers. I was at Sarries on Sunday for the game against Toulouse in pish and dun conditions, and Sarries were brilliant, and it was cool to see Toulouse close up.
Talk to me about the Sarries game. Best performance of the weekend?
From my perspective of seeing it, and it's so hard watching it from pitch side, which always gets me watching the French coaches coach from there.
Hey, there was no strut on Hugo Moller this weekend up and down the touchline, was there?
He gave me a nod, actually.
He was freezing cold, hood up. He is the one coach that struts more than anyone else.
He loves it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he loves being on camera, and I'm there for it. But I'm watching Hugo Moller, and then I'm watching the Sarries coaches, Rob Webber and DV as well, the kicking coach, and they're relaying messages from the coaches up there. I'm at the same level as them. and they're close because they're very pitch side. I'm just hanging around super fan. You can't see a huge amount.
No.
So you text me saying like how good was Sarri's physical, and I think you tweeted it as well. And you could see them little bits, but from a strategic point of view, or where things were messed up by Toulouse, or you couldn't really see much. And mine was more based on like the energy and the feel, and like seeing Sarri's not in the game for the first 20 minutes, and then them getting into the game and getting a few opportunities. But for me, it was the mindset of Saracens. And we spoke about it last week. And I did think I'm a bit harsh speaking about Saracens like that when I'm involved with the club. I'm like the mascot.
No, mate, you've got to be honest.
But then Mark McCall's comments came out and I felt better because he's the coach and he's called them out.
Yeah.
Right? And he said that it's not been good enough and they've had a hard look at themselves and some home truths. And if you want to call it a crisis meeting that some people were saying, and then you see the article that the Telegraph are posting that there's issues around the club.
Is there?
Well, clearly not. We just beat Toulouse.
Okay, yeah, paper over the cracks.
So that was me leading up to that part of it.
Yeah.
That they had a massive win against Toulouse, must-win game for both teams. The conditions weren't great, and I thought that Saracens, when I saw the weather and saw the warm-up and all of these things, and you could see in their eyes that they were locked in, I knew we had a shot.
Yeah, it's day and night to last week at Leicester, wasn't it? In reality, to how Saracens performed, but also everything. Going into the game, Saracens actually there was way more pressure on them than I think Toulouse, because Toulouse will back themselves to win anywhere when it gets to knockout stages or whatever. But for Saracens, had they had lost to Toulouse, they've then got to go to Glasgow this Sunday and win there to even qualify. So there was so much pressure on Toulouse, hence all the build-up around, a crisis meeting, or call it whatever you will, in the week and the narrative around it. But you ask, Dupont's there, Max out injured, so they've put Blair King on at 10. Ain't the man to be playing 10 when it's pissing done with rain. The wind was, how bad was the wind? And when Dupont's got his leggings on, you just know it's Saracens' day. He didn't want it. Can you do it? The football analogy, isn't it? Can he do it on a cold, wet Monday night in Stoke? Can Dupont do it on a cold, wet, miserable Sunday night in North London, Barnet, when Big Jim's there? No, he couldn't. No, he couldn't. And he wasn't allowed to. By Marrow was outstanding. The big player stepped up, but also the scrum. In those games, you know what it's like, Jim. Those games ain't won by dazzling rugby. So when you're saying about you're on sort of pitch side, but you can't really see too much, it's because there wasn't actually that much going on. There were some really good bits of play, but it was all about ticker, physicality, set piece. Like Marrow and the line out annihilated Toulouse's line out. You've got to give a mega shout out to Marcus Street, who isn't a big name. And the scrum, in those conditions, scrum, line out, kick chase, ticker, physicality, everything. It was the Saracens that you'd expect to see from that perspective. But the scrum has been a weakness. Even when Mako was there, right? If there was a weakness when you had the amazing squad, it was potentially scrum time. And Marcus Street has, Aroni Maui's done a job as well. Rhys Carre comes on as well. But, mate, it was... When you talk about big names, I thought Marcus Street was off the charts good from that perspective.
Yeah, big shout out to Marcus Street. And for me, the battle of the Willis boys as well.
Oh,
how good was that?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. And it always, I've mentioned it before, when brothers are playing with each other, but more so against each other.
Yeah.
And they had that interaction, which is doing the rounds on social media, where Tom wrapped his arms around Jack. Do you know who's older?
Jack is older.
Yeah. I thought it was... Tom looks older, doesn't
Oh,
he?
yeah. Tom looks a lot older. Jack's
Yeah.
older. I played with them both at Wasps.
Yeah, I think the reason is the way that Tom plays the game, upright, carrying, whereas Jack's his head's down.
Sniffing
Tom
the
takes
ground.
the batter in at the front.
Yeah.
Both
that-
wicked players.
Yeah, that first one where Tom's picked off the base
Yeah.
and bang, Jack just belts him. And it was like a good collision. But Tom he got man of the match, didn't he?
He got man of the match.
Outstanding. Like when you talk about meters after contact and those gnarly carries, that no back wants to play in that, do they really? And you say summer rugby, but there was some classy touch. You've got to mention Alex Lazowski. You think he's scoring that try, which would have been a worldie, and the bounce of the ball, and he doesn't down the ball, does he? Get it down, but 2 minutes later, the little step. There's a 2v2, some shocking defence from Toulouse. He put some footwork on. Shagan as well on the wing. How good was he?
Yeah, he's a wicked player.
So it wasn't just like the big names stepping up. It was all the names. And isn't it weird? And you see this around, and we'll get on to another team that obviously think they've won the comp already. Quins, because they put 60 on the Stormers. But isn't it weird, sport, how you can be so abject one week and the pressure comes on, you have a meeting and the coach gives you a bit, or I'm sure Mark McCall gave more than just a bit in the week, and then you perform like that. That's the beauty of sport though, isn't it? How you can go from a low to a high in a week in sport's a long time, but Sarries, that was outstanding. They've got the tough thing they've got to go and repeat it in Glasgow this week.
Which is a tough game.
And there's a lot of rivalry there as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
That'd be good fun.
When they say crisis meetings, what does that actually mean? Like, have you ever been a part of one of them in a club? Because, like, they say that, is everyone together in one room and they're all twisting, or is it Mark McCall giving them a big bollocking on a Wednesday?
It's generally the average players like me getting looked at and blamed for discipline being poor and results not being there.
I'd have thought with this crisis meeting, with your role at Saracens, you'd have been ideal to go in and lead that meeting and just call a few fuckers out.
That's not in my DNA. I just do it behind the mic on a podcast, which is the coward's way.
It's interesting, those crisis meetings, I've been in a few. Mainly just with myself, to be honest.
Hang on, you've been in a few. Worcester,
yeah.
London Irish, you were up for a bit. There would have been a few crisis
No,
meetings.
that's pre-season, sir. The crisis was...
Oh, you're winning the league, weren't you?
Yeah, they thought we were going to win the league, and I'm like, lads, have a look around the changing room. We ain't winning shit here.
We have a crisis here because I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you, and there's no chance.
Yeah, but it's interesting because the dynamic of the group, you get lads that talk, right? And it's your usual suspects that would always be talking. So your guys that run the team, senior players and all that stuff. Then you'll get lads that talk that don't ever talk. And then sometimes some of them you're like, fuck it, he's right, we need to listen to that. And others just talk for the sake of it because they want to be heard. You get lads that stay silent because they know that it's probably about them, some of it. And then you get lads that stand up and just tell absolute lies and talk through stuff. And they're like, we need to do this. Oh, I'm going to do this. And you need honesty. It's all about honesty, right? So one of my big things when I was playing is like, if you mess up, just put your hand up and say, I fucked up there. I'm going to work on it, or I won't do that next week. Or but a lot of players towards the end of my career would struggle to take the blame or put it on themselves to say that's a shit pass. And like if a coach goes, that's a shit pass, or you've not worked hard enough there, some lads would be like, yeah, but it's because the first pass that I got delayed me a little bit, and that's what, always looking for an excuse. So you find out those people in there. And I'd basically, in those crisis meetings, I'd be blaming boys and blaming myself. If you point the finger at someone else, you got to point the finger at yourself first.
Honesty.
Yeah.
Best one ever. Best crisis meeting ever was half-time Scotland versus England at Twickenham. And I am giving it the nod back for the line out to be thrown to the tail.
What's the score at this point?
We're losing handsomely. Or ugly, however you look at it. And I'm there in the middle of the line out, giving it the eyes. England are giving us the back. Simon Taylor goes up, doesn't even go to catch the ball. Ball goes over the back. They score, and we get into the change room at half time. And as vice captain, should have been captain of Scotland, I am giving the team talk. And Simon Taylor, I'm 5, he's wearing 6. And he just said, Jim, this is bollocks, mate. Takes his boots off, crosses his leg, says to Andy Robinson, that's me, I'm done. This is all bollocks. Retires on his stool in the change room. That's a fucking crisis talk, man. When he turns around and says, I'm retiring from
Here
international
and now.
rugby.
Here and now.
Here now, half time, I'm done.
And that was it?
That was it. That was it. And we had a cigarette that evening and celebrated his career and never spoke to him again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How good is it having this Glasgow side? I love seeing how good they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are a team that are in their peak, I would say. And saying that, having thought they might struggle.
Yeah, they were brilliant over in Claremont. Hugh Jones back fit again.
Is he staying?
Is he staying?
Oh.
Well, Adam Hastings has announced today that he's going to Montpellier. I was interested why Hasto didn't play at the weekend. I don't know if he's injured or whatever. But
Well, on that, Lancaster was great, but we'll get into that. But yeah, Hasto's leaving to go to Montpellier.
Yeah.
Scottish contingent there now.
But being positive about Glasgow, the brand of rugby they play, coached by Franco Smith or Smith, whichever one you want to call him, the attacking intent, Horny at 9.
I love him as a player.
Yeah,
He's
Jamie Doby on the wing.
Yeah, he'll be playing for Scotland, as in starting for Scotland.
On the wing or at 9?
I think he'll be on the wing.
Ahead of
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Duhan, because Duhan's still left.
Duhan looks knackered.
He's left his boots in Australia, I think.
He didn't look fit at the weekend.
No.
That's for sure.
He's
He was in
coming back from an
loads
injury.
of space. I'm like, why are they not just giving him the ball one-on-one?
Too cold.
Too cold.
It's not a Six Nations game against England.
What? Oh God, I don't want to say it, but I have to. I think the two wingers that we saw at the weekend for Glasgow, Jamie Dobbie and Carl Steyn, are the starting two wingers.
There we go. So no Darcy Graham.
He ain't got the ball. Again, at the weekend, just...
Record try scorer, James. You just bring him
I
off.
know, mate, I know, and I'm a Darcy Graham fan.
Yeah.
But if they're going to pick on form, right, and you look at what Glasgow did against Edinburgh, and I tweeted it at the weekend when there was a reference made around Carl Steyn, fully fit, captain, all-round player.
Wicked player.
He's a world-class player.
Yeah.
Did they put him
He
up in
is.
the line-out as well?
Something different, yeah. I mean, you go into the forward pack as well when you've got Ferguson, Gregor Brown, Dempsey. When they're fully loaded, they are serious contenders. Yeah, Staffy McDowell has been unbelievable for them in centres.
Off the bench.
Can't get in the team.
Yeah.
Because of Hugh Jones and Tuipulotu. So they've got strength. When they're fully loaded with Ferguson and Cummings, and the other Ferguson, they're a damn good team. A great team to watch. The way they attack, the way they manipulate defences, the shapes they put on. They are real contenders, and especially now, it's a massive game on Sunday against Saracens because they can get a top 2 seeding. Glasgow can, which gives them. How good would this be, right? Glasgow finish first or second seeds. From a Scottish rugby perspective, I'm talking about now, how good it would be. Play a last 16 game, which they'll play at home at Scotstoun. Quarter final, probably again at home at Scotstoun. You then get a semi-final because you're one of the top 2 seedings in your country. How good would it be to see a packed-out Hampden Park for a semi-final for Glasgow to be one of those teams?
Yeah, Murrayfield.
Yeah. Hampden Park, mate.
Makes more sense.
Yeah. Or play at Celtic or play at Rangers. How good would that be?
Yeah. That's great, mate.
For
Glasgow
Scottish
are
rugby,
flying.
yeah. I think it'd be
Really
wicked.
good. A big shout out to Dan Lancaster
Yeah.
as well. Wasn't sure what kind of signing. He was brilliant. I thought he knows his way around a rugby pitch, and that's what it looked like at the weekend against Clermont, who were big but average.
Yeah. And they nearly came back in it, didn't they? With Chickling gets Simbin. I loved, actually, the captaincy was outstanding. So Chickling gets Simbin from the driving line out, and then he obviously gives him the yellow card, and then in the ensuing play, Horny slaps the ball down, and it would have been 100% a try. So he's already been Chickling. Then they look at what Horny's done on the big screen, and he goes, well, that's a slap down, that's a penalty try, yellow card as well. And Carl Steyn jogs over and he's like, can we get the first one back then? Like, no, that's not how it works, pal. But it was to win over there. And I know Clermont have been garbage in this competition. They got hosed by Sale at home as well. But actually, Clermont went to town and had a proper team out for them, and we're at it. But it's big. You talk about crisis meetings. Here's one for you in Clermont. So Christophe Urios, head coach. Fritz Lee, one of the rock stars of Clermont.
Yeah. Go on.
He's called him out in the press, hasn't he?
Fritz Lee's called him out.
Fritz Lee's called out Urios in the
What's
press.
he said?
Just like, this isn't what we should be doing.
What's he said?
No, it's Fritz Lee. So, yeah, bro, it's like, no, bro.
It's like, no, bro.
He's called him out in the press. So there'll be some fallout from that as well. But that's all about Glasgow, and I can't wait to be up in Glasgow on
That'd be awesome.
on Sunday to watch them play against Saracens.
Yeah.
And to see if they can get the number 1 seedings.
Leinster qualified as well. Big win over La Rochelle, that.
What a game.
Yeah. That was the game of the weekend.
Test match intensity. 2 teams that have got history. There's a narrative, obviously, around Rog and the 2 finals. And, Leinster got the monkey off their back after losing the 2 finals to him and have had the wood over them for the last couple of years, where they've gone over to La Rochelle and won, spanked them at home as well. But that La Rochelle team will be absolutely kicking themselves because they won that game about 4 or 5 times themselves and then lost it. You got to call it as you see it. Louis Penverne, you talk about discipline and you talk about how they've lost the game. Penverne there's a minute to go and they've got possession in Leinster's half and they're just zigzagging, running down the clock. Penverne drops a little simple pass. They get the turnover. Then they give the penalty away at the breakdown. Leinster boot it into the 22, driving line out. And the next thing that Penverne does is just no arms tackle. Just the basic penalty. What are you doing, lad?
Mate.
He's obviously tried to thought, I've fucked up here, I need to make a difference. And then you fucked up again.
I did think that, and there was a part of me that felt sorry for him because it was inexcusable.
And then you realise he's French and you're like, nah. But Roger could be going mad at that, wouldn't he? Because they should have won that.
They should have won that game. Yeah, I thought the same. I thought the same with them 2 penalties.
Yeah. Madness, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't imagine he's playing anytime soon. Without being harsh, that, it was as bad as it gets from an individual to give them 2 penalties away in succession.
Yeah.
But yeah, La Rochelle were good. How good was Will Skelton?
Yeah, just manhandle. Did you see him manhandle? Was it McCarthy and Van der Fleer?
Yeah, and another.
And
We was manhandling a few.
And Doris, just holding them. We were chatting in the studio. I was like, the only way it could have got any better was if, like when your dad, when you're a kid, grabs you and your brother or whatever and just bangs your heads together like that. If Will Skelton just started doing that to boys.
Yeah.
I mean, La Rochelle, although losing to Leinster there, in the group now, they've got to beat Quins this weekend at home, which I'm sure they'll do to qualify. But they more than likely aren't getting a home last 16. But I looked at that La Rochelle team and it nearly looked like the team that won it a couple of times of old in terms of how they played. And so they'll be contenders as well if they've got Skelton fit. Bottier, 46 years of age. I ain't having him as 36, are you?
No chance. Mate, some of these lads, the Fijian lads specifically, even the Clermont lad as well, who's got more grey hairs than Rob, I'm like, there's no way his age starts with a 3.
So true.
It's just not the case. But on the Leinster, a couple of shout-outs. Paddy McCarthy I thought was great.
Yeah.
Big fan of him. No, Bernard Jackman spoke about him a few times as well. And fortunate for Kieran Frawley, who I thought was looking really, really good.
Ankle, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't look good with his injury, does it?
No.
But, yeah.
The Leinster had some adversity in that game. Obviously, the 2 main props didn't start, Furlong and Porter, they were out injured. And they were, you're coming up against probably one of the biggest packs in the competition. And like you said, Paddy McCarthy went well. They were down to some kids coming off the bench, weren't they, Leinster? So, and then Harry Byrne steps up. I'm telling you, that penalty...
that's the talking point of the game.
Yeah. Not only does he go over to Skips and go to Caelan and go, I want it, he's just missed one from a very similar position. And then the actual funny bit was Prendergast had the ball. So Prendergast has got the ball as he's walking over. And Harry's looked at him and said, I'm having this. And you see Prendergast's reaction. He's like, his head goes back and gives him the ball.
What do you think of that as a 10? Like, that's proper. That's as alpha as it gets on a pitch in a team environment.
Yeah, well, he'd taken the last kick, Harry Byrne had, because Prendergast had missed a couple. So he'd already taken over the goal kicking, so it's an easier thing. Had it been a case of Prendergast had missed the last one, and then Harry Byrne comes over and goes, I want it, that's quite a big thing.
But that shows you the dynamics within that team. Does it? That shows you that Prendergast maybe isn't the guy.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Harry Byrne started a lot of games now. And there's a conversation going on in Ireland around Harry Byrne might start ahead of Prendergast in the Six Nations. And I'm like, hold on, what about Jack Crowley?
Harry Byrne for Bristol when he went over on loan looked really good.
Yeah, I heard they didn't rate him.
Well, he looked really good for the first 2 games. I probably didn't see enough of him.
Yeah.
Bristol's a very different way of playing as well, isn't it? When you go from Leinster to Bristol.
Yeah.
It shows you, though, doesn't it? Like the dynamics at Leinster and within Ireland, and the conversation still now is around the 10s. And that was the moment of the week, isn't it? Because
mega spuds from him.
Mega spuds, but then how do you deal with... And it'll all be, Sam he gets it, he's fine.
Have a look at the replay where Sam, his head goes back as if he's like, like a stroppy teenager.
Which you would do.
Yeah. But being in that position before as a 10... where someone else wants to take a kick or something, if you've lost it because you missed a couple, you've just got to hand the ball over and go,
It's like in football, where they take the free kicks
or penalties,
or the penalty, they take the ball and they're all scrapping about it.
Yeah.
Fair play to Harry Byrne. Yeah. That's his moment there, and he took it.
Yeah.
Jim, you said Bayonne was shit. What happened?
Poor. I said poor. But you could throw shit into the mix as well. I thought they were. It's hard because you look at the results of the games at the weekend. It is hard to call, and it does rain in Bayonne, and the weather is more miserable on the northwest side of France. Are they northwest? They're
France.
West. It rains in Bayonne, is what I'm saying.
They're southwest, by the way.
Okay, well, it rains in Bayonne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's no rain in Leicester. It was just minus 15
but
degrees.
That's what I mean. Maybe they thought they were poor.
Yeah, they have a load of injuries. They had a really good season last year in the top 14, which made them qualify for this. And it's a consequence of being one of those teams that have overachieved in the top 14 the year before, so you qualify for the Champions Cup. Then your squad ain't big enough to challenge on two fronts, when you know with French clubs how much they care about their home games in the top 14. So they had some decent players playing. Pete Samu was there, Manu obviously, Arthur Atoria, but then they were shocking. And Leicester were efficient. Billy Searle, hat-trick, played really well. Cam Henderson, aka a young Jim Hamilton, scored a wicked try. It was very much like your try against India when you got your hat-trick.
Well, there was no archive footage, but it was very similar.
Yeah.
I was double his size, but very similar.
Ollie Ches played well. They had to get the win there, Leicester, because they've lost away to La Rochelle in round 1 and home to Leinster in round 2, and they had 0 points. And the only way that they could qualify was a big win against Bayonne and then going over to the Stormers. And initially, potentially just getting a losing bonus point or something, had Quins not put 60-odd points on the Stormers, which we'll get to as well. So Leicester now have got to go to the Stormers and win. Radwan got injured, looked like a bit of syndesmosis or something, which is bad for a speedster. But, you can only play what's in front of you. And good to see the Chief back at Welford Road, though.
Yeah.
Manu. Yeah. He's just giggling the whole time. Like, he won't bother. We get 50. Yeah, bro, it's just great to be back, bro.
Man was man of the match as well. Billy Searle was brilliant again. Fair play.
I gave it to him.
I know.
Yeah.
Man.
I gave Billy.
I agreed with you.
Yeah. Freddie Stewart played well as well. He started talking about Jack Van Portfleet back, playing full 80. He was good, but I think they're going to struggle at the Stormers this week. When you heard John Dobson talking after that Quins game, that wasn't Stormers shags. It wasn't Stormers shags. It was Stormers bin juice, the worst of the worst.
Travel
Didn't affect Bristol's, did it?
Very true. But you're travelling to the sun.
Yeah.
No, it didn't affect Bristol, so yeah, you're right.
And they still had some box as well. It wasn't total bin juice, was it?
It was absolute bin juice. And that performance was... and it's like we spoke about with Saracens. They obviously had a reaction, had a big performance against Toulouse. Quins were at the lowest of the low last week, weren't they? The load of crisis meetings. Jason Gilmore canned off the Prem back in December.
Boxing Day.
He called it. He said, we're just doubling down and going for the Champions Cup now. Next game, 60 points. And so, John Dobbo, I watched. Did you watch Dobbo's interview?
Yeah.
Like, he was hurting. Because obviously that's the first game they've lost this season in any competition. And it wasn't just a loss, it was an absolute hide. And he just said, actually mentally we're going to have to recover from this in a way. But he kept saying, I'm just happy I've got another team back in Cape Town ready to go on Monday. So that's their fully loaded team. Feinberg, Mazulu, Roos and all the boys and Cobus Reinach and all that stuff. So it'll be a completely different thing. But actually taking 60-odd, was it 61, wasn't it?
Even with changes and watching Quins, you're thinking, if we don't win... we will probably get a couple of points out of the game, which then gives us fully loaded at home and mitigate the travel for our best players, which is what it is. There's a strategy around this now in the different competitions. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah. I mean, fair play to Quins.
Jack Kenningham was amazing. Chandler Cunningham South, some highlight reel carries off him as well. I've actually thought Chandler Cunningham South, out of all the Quins players, has been one of their standout players. I know there's been some disconnection in defence.
Yeah. You said last week he was just trying to take names.
But I like that.
Yeah.
And
flying out the line trying to take names and then leaving everyone else.
I know, but his intent's there in some of his carries, and his intent at the weekend was great. I'm a big Jack Kenningham fan as well, and Don Brandt was good also.
Yeah, he was. And I'll tell you who needs a shout out. Not Nick David, because he got a hat-trick, but he gets a shout out, but a massive shout out. Lucas Friday. Mike Friday's son. I thought he was wicked at scrum half. Played with pace, intensity, made some breaks. And he's about 14 years of age. Is what he looks
how old
at.
is he?
Yeah. Well, when we were in Hong Kong chatting to Mike last time, you might have been hungover.
No, he was. It was one of them. Oh, my son. We've heard it all before, Mike. We heard this about some lad called Ollie Lawrence. He never came through.
Yeah. So I was really chuffed for Mike because Mike's a good bloke, and obviously Lucas, his lad, played really well.
Did you hear that story about the Stormers hooker?
Yep, Lecanio Vocazella. Born into poverty, the gangs in and around Cape Town. You know, I love these stories as well. And then ended up playing rugby because it was one of the initiatives that they had in the townships, if you call them, and free lunches. And now he's playing pro rugby. They're great stories.
Wicked story, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So out of the chaos of the result for them, that was a nice anecdote that I saw as well. So big shout out to everyone there who's doing them things in the townships.
Apparently he was like trying to play soccer, trying to make it as a footballer, but the rugby programme, they had free dinners on, so he went and played rugby instead, and then this is what happens. You don't get these stories anywhere other than South Africa, do you?
No, exactly. So, no, it's pretty cool.
London rugby fans, another live show.
Which London? The original club of North London?
They can come.
Or, what do Harlequins call themselves? The original club of London.
Posh London.
Okay, yeah.
What about if you like London Irish, can they come?
Yeah, London Irish fans can come.
Of course they can.
They're
The
coming back.
Exiles.
Wasps fans, you can come.
Any fans. You don't just need to be in London to come to the next live show. You can come down the way. You can come up the way if you love the Rugby Pod. But yeah, we're back on the tools, back on the live shows, Andrew.
And I am thirsty, James.
Yeah, and this one's at a cool venue. Not that the other venues weren't cool, but this is a new cool venue, and it is Central London Way, 12th Knot Rooftop.
Oh, because it's a shipping container.
Get it, the
like a
knots.
knot.
Yes.
Yeah. See, look at us. We are just mariners.
We are.
Well, we will be for the night as well. Bring your snorkel.
Bring your snorkel. The 12th Knot Rooftop Bar at Sea Containers in Central London. It's going to be epic. Big shout out to our hotel partner, GHA Discovery, James.
Yeah, we've got a few live shows. We've done a few live shows with them as well. So it'll be awesome to be there. Biggs will be there as well, and we're going to have an Irish guest.
A big Irish guest as well.
I know who it is.
I know who it is.
Okay.
Who is it?
No, let's not share it yet, just in case.
Why don't I know who it is?
You do know it is. You've just not read the group chat. You don't go on there at the weekends.
Oh, right, yeah, busy. Yeah.
But it's on the 18th of Feb, and it's ahead of the England-Ireland game.
It is.
That weekend.
And we're going to fill our boots.
Yeah,
Might
we
even
are.
see if Biggs wants a couple of pints, which we haven't got out of him yet. Bit boring, isn't he? Come on, drink a bit,
I
Biggs.
think he's a fighter after he's had a few, responsibly. Yeah, exactly.
How'd you get tickets?
So you have to register for GHA on the link on our Rugby Pod website and then get your tickets at ticketpass.org by searching the Rugby Pod.
And wherever you listen in the world, get yourself signed up to GHA Discovery on our website. It's free. It's genuinely class. I've been using it, as I've
Upgrade.
said before. Yeah, I got an upgrade. Got an upgrade in
Dubai.
Yeah, that was the one. I'm expecting an upgrade in London and in Dublin as well.
I think I had a suite, but I didn't even see it when we were in Dubai.
That's very true. That's very true. I know you didn't see it. Your bag saw it, though. You parked it in there. But you get access to 900 of the best hotels in the world. You get free gold membership, Rob. Gold?
Yeah?
Yeah, gold. And early and late checkout discounts as well. So free breakfast, Andrew. And $50 free to stay in any hotel just for Rugby Pod listeners as well. So if you're travelling to the Six Nations or the Champions Cup and you've got your GHA Discovery details, logins and the app, then you could be in for a real treat.
Just one bit of information for our listeners. You have to use the link on our website, therugbypod.com, to sign up to get the free $50.
And we'll see you in Feb.
We will.
We will see you in Feb.
Right then, talk to me about the Henry Pollock show.
Yes. A great build up to it in terms of the narrative, and he knew he was getting booed. You know, all the stuff around what happened with the Pulse, all the Bordeaux lads doing it at the end of last season, Poirot grabbing his throat, and the bit of it. It was an Aggie game. And then what do? You pull out a worldie just to shush the crowd and then bring out the play. I think, listen, the best thing I saw about the weekend was every time he's on the big screen, he's loving it because that's how he is and that's how he motivates himself. But all the Bordeaux fans were booing him, hissing him, all that stuff, like the French do when we go over there. He performed on the field. Listen, Saints got blitzed. You want a scrum? What do you do?
Bring in
A Safa.
or a French.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah, well, they had
But
both.
and that's what I mean. They got smashed in the scrum. But anyway, keep going.
But then
Pollock
the Henry Pollock thing, the best thing about it was obviously all the boos and all the hissing, and he performs on the field. His team got blitzed, but he performed really well on the pitch. Made a couple of errors, but some standout moments. But then if you watch it, when they're going round, and everyone does this whole lap of the stadium now thanking fans, you're mainly going around to thank your own fans, but they were cheering his name. The French fans were cheering, Pollock, Pollock. So, you know, he's turned the tables by performing well. And love him or hate him, and a lot of people that don't know him or support another team hate him, you can't get away from the fact that, one, first and foremost, he's a brilliant rugby player. Powerful, quick, great over the ball, X factor in what he does. But B, he's performing week in, week out. He loves the limelight, the attention, but he's great for our game.
Do you think Bordeaux were that good at the weekend, or was it just a lot of Saint errors?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously watched the game in studio and we analysed it and all that stuff. Saints gave away some cheap tries, like some freaky things. You know, Tommy Freeman taking the ball into contact, dropping it. Jalibert gets the ball, scores. Straight from the kick-off, the tap back, falls into Wocky's hands. You know, Rory Hutchinson gets a silly yellow card. Saints compounded their errors, made a load of errors, then compounded them, and their scrum got absolutely hosed. And they did well to fight back and get a 4-try bonus point, but Bordeaux love the chaos, how they play. They love the broken field. They love, you know, just attacking from anywhere. But they're trying to marry that up with, you know, a mega set piece as well. And when, you know, we said it earlier about scrummaging and, you know, bringing the players in when you need a scrum, you either bring a French prop in or a South African. Carlu Sadi, tighter prop. And I was chatting to Bernard Jackman about it. He's like, he doesn't touch the ball. Like, watch him. He doesn't touch the ball in the game. Doesn't want anything to do with that. Just hits rocks and scrums. That's all you want. And he spends a lot of time in the game, standing around nowhere near play. But my God, he can scrum.
And that's the thing with the scrum, with Fischetti getting sin binned and then staying off and not getting brought back on.
Yeah.
And this is the world of scrums and like how you manage that. Like Flats tweeted something, didn't he, about if you're getting battered in the scrum, then you card in the prop, and then you're literally making the weakness weaker. I know it wasn't as bad as when Fischetti was on. But I actually felt for him because once you're getting hosed and you're in that mindset from the referee that you're getting hosed, there was a couple of calls going against him where I was like, that's the wrong call.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I agree. And interestingly, everyone's moaning about the ref a little bit of inside information. Bracey, my mate, was supposed to be on the game.
Was he?
He's pulled his calf, the absolute melt. Pulled his calf. So he went off at half-time of Leinster-Connacht last week.
Yeah.
So he was reffing Leinster and, you know, like reffing Leinster properly because they get away with a lot. Did his calf at half-time. I was trying to banter him that Leo Cullen went in and scared the life out of him at half-time, so he didn't come out for the second half. And then Leinster got away with murder in the second half against Connacht. But, yeah, Bracey was meant to be on the game because I looked at him like, all due respect, why isn't there a massive ref on that game? And then found out, spoke to a few people, and it should have been Bracey. So it was hard, but the result doesn't change by the fact that a couple of scrum calls were wrong.
On that though, I think Flats is bang on there. Whereas in terms of if your scrum is going backwards, the yellow card props for making errors that you wouldn't necessarily get yellow card elsewhere. So Flats said you don't get yellow carded for missing a tackle, for example. And I suppose that's the equivalent for a prop and a centre, maybe.
Well, yeah, but it's a penalty, isn't it? That's the difference. So it's like repeat infringements.
But it's not illegal, is it?
Well, it's not if you just keep going backwards straight and you're getting hosed. You keep going. You can go 90 metres.
But if you're getting folded under.
Yeah, the problem is that happens and you're getting hosed and you're going back and then a prop will fall to the ground, collapse it or kick out the scrum, so you're not going back 60 metres. So you are, the initial bit, you're getting hosed and you're going back, but then you'll kick out the scrum or you'll collapse the scrum, so you're not going back 15, 20 metres, so you don't look like an absolute mug. And that's where the penalty is. So I agree with what Flats is saying to an extent, but you're still giving a penalty away by kicking out the scrum or going down because you know, burp, 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 the scrum is in reverse.
And we've seen instances where they get sin binned and then they bring on and have to bring on another prop for safety, and it's like, I can't scrum it, and then you go uncontested scrums, and that's happened in the past
yeah,
before.
but they've done well with the laws there.
Yeah, where they've changed it. Yeah, if
you go down to 13.
You go down to 13,
yeah.
So you see it less. But yeah, I agree with Flats on a lot of things, but I don't really know what else you can do here. keep him on to keep getting absolutely hosed. That'd be fun.
Pay to watch it.
It'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, but you never see a prop that's getting screwed in the scrum just keep going backwards in a straight line because he stands up, goes down, or kicks out the scrum to stop the pain happening to him.
What would you like to see happen?
What would I like to see happen?
Yeah.
You got to scrum with your top off next one if you're giving penalties away.
I'd say
Get your belly out.
Drop the gloves and start swinging.
Like ice hockey.
and go on and get yellow carded properly.
Well, that's a red then, though, isn't it?
Well, he didn't come back on anyway.
He did towards the end. He ended up scoring the fourth try, to be fair to him.
Fall on your sword, though.
Yeah.
Go out in a blaze of glory, because there's nothing worse, and this is where you see it in South Africa and France more so back in the day. There's nothing worse or demasculating when you are getting hosed.
In the scrum.
It is the leveller of a man in the game.
Yeah.
And that is what the front rows live for, right? That is why they're scrummaging on nights out. It's so funny. You watch the behaviours. I'm telling you now, for Scarety, if they went out in Bordeaux, they are on the red wine and they're talking scrums, and they're probably there with the scrum coat and they're all scrumming down in the bar.
Starts off with the fingers, like the angles.
I know, yeah,
like
that's exactly right. Yeah. So they're literally, you'll be, oh, fucking hell, here we go. Jim, come here. That bind and stuff. Like, what do you feel when next thing they're in the flip-flops and they're like scrummaging? And I've seen fights kick off at Leicester, obviously, right, where you've got Julian White and Cockers and Garforth and Roundtree and Hambo back in the day. Like, we'd be talking about scrums like George Shooter, my old poo shoots, and you can see it's getting heated.
It's getting ready to go.
It's getting hit. So the fingers are starting and then they're pushing
and then it's
in.
fists like that together.
Yeah, and then they've got arms on each other's shoulder and they're like trying to balance the weight. Next thing, it's the gloves are off.
Chaos. Remember Alex Marino?
Oh, my
I've never seen anyone get lifted.
He just used to scream in the whole time. He had two words he could speak in English. One was in and one was fire, which was counter-ruck.
He couldn't scrummage like.
I remember Whitey always said, it very rarely happened, but he gave me the number. It was 67. It should have been the other number, but it was 67, and that was my cue to send one through.
Yeah.
If it ever went back at any point and he couldn't take it down, 67 got screamed, then that was Jim, send one through. I remember I sent one through and clocked him straight on the nose. Feel bad speeding through this one, but Bristol's 60 points down in the Bulls, not an easy place to go. Pat Lamb's got his pins out, his arms out, however you want to call it, looking $1 million. We got full access. Genji's effing and blinding after. Hell of a win for them to go down there. That, and having played there and having even been down there to work, and you can't breathe, is a tough place to go and play. But that shows you how good Bristol are. I know that obviously the scoreline says that, but with ball in hand.
Yeah. Noah Heward, hat-trick. Ravuvu was good as well. They played a great. They were like 21-0 up after about 10 minutes. Like, defence was optional, touch going on everywhere, and the speed of the game, altitude. All the lads are wearing the Shane Warne sunblock because they're worried about getting burnt and all that. The best bit was when they panned it onto the bench. All the lads are sat there in their vests, like struggling with heat exhaustion before even going on. So, massive win for Bristol. You mentioned earlier, was that the performance of the weekend from Saracens beating Toulouse? I actually think the way Bristol went and beat a Bulls team, I know they've not been great this year, but they had 10 Springboks in that starting team at altitude, with the travel, with every excuse you want,
and the way they played.
Yeah, it was class, and some big performances from a lot of those lads. That was just, it was touch rugby, but it was outstanding touch rugby.
Right, James, have you got any other news for me this week?
Have I got any what, Rob? You need to do it properly because Ben finds it weird doing it.
Yeah. It took him 10 minutes to do it last week. In other news!
Thank you very much, Rob. Sponsored by maulandbrawl.com. Get on there. Dark Honey Tobacco. New year, new you. There we go. Boom.
What did you say last week? That'd be in studio this week?
Oh, did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, travel's a nightmare. They ain't taking 100 mil plus on the plane.
What are you on
anymore.
about? They are. You can take 2 litres now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
2 boxes coming to the studio next week. I'm bringing it on the plane. In other news, and we purposely didn't reference it when talking about Bordeaux and Northampton, but big shout out to Anthony Bellew. Started against Bordeaux because Finn Smith went down injured. Did not realise he had no teeth.
No teeth.
Oh,
what's his name again?
My word, Anthony Bellew.
Anthony Bellew.
What do I say?
It's Anthony Bellew.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm doing it in Scottish.
Okay.
Anthony Bellew.
Who's the boxer that's called Tony?
Tony.
You think he's Tony
Bellew.
Bellew?
Tony Bellew.
Yeah.
Anthony Bellew.
Yeah.
Or
Bellew.
All right, Anthony Bello. Anyway, that warrior has no teeth.
0 teeth.
My goodness me. Did you know he had no teeth before?
Well, we'd heard the story around it, and he's got a big cut down here. And Phil Dowson said he's making a necklace out of the teeth that he found, or something like that.
Right. You talk about hard
Yeah.
rugby players, right? And you're seeing these footballers rolling around. This mother savager
Mother Savage.
has got no teeth. So his teeth have been knocked out against Quins. I've got no idea. Finn Smith's going down. That's a real shame. Anthony
Bello.
is in.
Yeah.
And he ain't got any teeth.
Yeah.
Double gum shield, scar down his face, and he's a fly half.
Yeah.
Right? And who says the French
Don't
can't
want it.
go? Don't want it.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah, big
You're
shout
at
out.
Northampton, or you can eat Chinese.
He ain't eating Chinese that week.
he ain't
Through a
eating-
straw.
Yeah.
Through a straw.
My word, he's having surgery. He's had surgery.
Yeah.
He's got stitch in his mouth. That is in other news.
Yeah, that's tough.
That is tough. So big shout out to Anthony Bellew.
What else you got, Jim?
Rog.
Oh, Ronan
Controversy.
O'Gara.
Yeah, no show. Post-match press conference. I'm here for it.
Why? Was he not happy with
He
Matt
wanted to
Carler?
tweet about it anyway.
Was he not happy with Matt Carler?
Well, people are saying Matt Carler. I'll rate him as a ref, but maybe not. But
Mm.
rumoured he was preparing to have meetings with La Rochelle hierarchy
Oh.
regarding future. Is that true, Rob, or have you just put that in there as a bit of spice?
Just a bit of spice.
Maybe.
Well, I did hear that he's supposed to be getting teed up for the Ireland job after Faz. After the World Cup.
That would
apparently.
be a very sensible thing for Ireland to do, I think.
And I'm hearing them rumours as well.
Yeah.
So I know you've put that in there. I didn't know he was speaking to the hierarchies of La Rochelle. But for me, succession plan for Ireland. Andy Farrell, where does he go?
Do you think he goes to England after we win the World Cup?
No.
Where's he going, James?
I don't know.
Saracens.
Um,
Back
no,
to Saracens. We know.
Imagine. But yeah, so
Why
that's
would you want to be? This is a question though. If you're Faz, why would you want to be a club coach after you've been an international coach?
Money.
I think the international coaches you'll find will get more.
But you know, he's a young coach.
Yeah.
So
I'm just thinking from my perspective.
where's he go then?
After work, twice the pay.
Where'd he go?
International coaching.
Where?
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends how much. Well, stay at Ireland. You win the World Cup, you'll stay at Ireland, I'm sure.
I think Ireland, he's been in the job 9 years now.
Yeah.
Has he taken them as far as
Saturation
we can
point,
take
you're
them?
saying, James?
I think a natural evolution, and also I think you lose Rog. I think now's the time for Ronan O'Gara, done his apprenticeship. He's out there actively, I imagine, looking at what's next. He's probably taken La Rochelle with a profile of the team as far as he can go. He is an international quality coach. Would you want to see Ronan O'Gara, well, he wouldn't coach Scotland, coaching another nation if you're Irish?
No, you wouldn't. But I know Ronan O'Gara would look at other international coaching jobs as well.
And that's why Ireland won't want to lose
But
it.
here's a bit of niggle
Oh, gosh, here we go.
around it.
Allegedly, or?
Well, no, you look at how the RFU are set up now and the strength of Leinster. You're bringing the most staunch Munsterman in, potentially as head coach. Feathers will get fucking ruffled,
And
James.
that's what it needs. I tell you what's great around all this, and we were talking about crisis talks or whatever. The narratives around the game, there's
Yep.
just more and more. Ronan O'Gara is so good for our game.
Yeah.
Not turning up for a press conference. Love it.
Jose Mourinho style. Do
You
what you
know,
want.
but he's at that level now.
Yeah.
And you think about Ireland and how safe and how closed off they are. Mate,
Open the doors, lads.
Oh, he opens the doors.
Yeah.
And I tell you now, there'll be a Niagara Falls running through that place. Because that's what it does. It throws the cat amongst the pigeons, and the Munster and everything around Ireland being closed off with Leinster and being blue and bias and all that. Bring Roger in.
Yeah.
Is all I think it's wicked.
I think they are slightly changing, though, as well, Ireland, in a way.
Where?
Well, one of the things that we spoke about, did we speak about last week, Frawley going to Connacht?
Yes.
Right. Why is Kieran Frawley going to Connacht?
You tell us.
Who has been linked with Leinster this week?
Carberry.
Yeah. Right, so, bit of a jigsaw. So, Kieran Frawley wants to play fly half, thinks he's better than Prendergast, thinks he's better than Byrne. Leinster don't use him as a fly half, do they?
No.
So, I've heard on the grapevine, allegedly, obviously he's like, I want to play fly half. So, Munster have got Jack Crowley. So, they're now trying to, in a roundabout way, spread out a few players. So, Frawley, easy thing for him to do, stay at Leinster, play fullback, play 12, don't play 10. But he's like, I want to go and play 10. I'm a 10. Faz wants him to go and play 10 somewhere. I'm a 10. Spoke to Ulster, obviously Richie Murphy and his son Jack was doing a really good job. And then so he goes down to Connacht, has a look at that. Lanny's like, you're my 10. So he signs there because he wants to. Imagine, like, you're a Leinster player. Not many people that are on that international cusp and playing internationally and are going, actually, I'm going to leave Leinster. I fancy a bit of Connacht.
Ballsy.
Yeah. So
and that's why other news sponsored by morelandbrawl.com is so good.
Yeah.
Because it just opens up these avenues to hear new things.
Yeah. And they want, obviously, Carberry's coming back. And I was like, why doesn't he go to Ulster? Apparently, Carberry's missus said, no, we're going to Dublin.
Wow. On Ulster. Hello.
Yes.
The game with the Cheetahs at Duke's Rugby Hertenbosch in Netherlands was called off an hour before kick-off. I looked at the pitch and it was in a housing estate and I'm there for it. It looked like it was
You could go on that.
grassroots and anything goes on there.
The whole story of this, right? So initially it was going to be played in a stadium in Amsterdam.
Hello.
So load of Ulster fans had gone over there. And then they said,
Off the rockers.
the day before, they were like, no, we're now moving it to behind closed doors. So they're like, straight on there, as you do in Amsterdam.
Hello, where we go, we have this and then we have the bike. And we go on the bike and we go to the thing with the window. Okay.
With the red light.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then they moved it to this other stadium and it was going to be behind closed doors, so no fans could go. So they've got themselves tucked into Amsterdam.
And won 28-0.
Yeah, but they've got a 28-0 victory. Shambles, that, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, summer rugby.
Cheetahs having to play their home games in Amsterdam, they weren't allowed to play them in South Africa. So they nominated Amsterdam, and then there's no contingency really for it, and yeah, it's a shambles.
Yeah. Well, last bit of other news as well. Marco Bortolami, as we know, has left Sale Sharks. Alex Sanderson is running the show, and he's one of my favourite coaches. And instead of trying to bring in a new coach mid-season, they are going to the robot instead.
They are.
They're going to
AI,
the robot.
baby.
AI coaches and AI, well, it's developing everything, isn't it? It tells you your ailments. It can do the run sheet, Rob, as well.
Most weeks it does it.
Most weeks it does as well. But it's also developed a software that can generate key information to deliver advice about decisions the coaches need to make, including during matches.
What?
I don't know. This is just what I'm told. So the company behind the software, they'll spend up to 90 days at the club this year.
How are you, if you're AI, how are you going into the club to spend time there?
Well, I don't know. I'm just reading it here. I'm as shocked by it as well. I need to probably proof check this with Alex Anderson, but AI is a tool. That's what I see it as.
I think everything on social media now is AI. There's no way some people look as good looking as they do that come up on my feed.
Well, I've seen your feed.
It's AI. It's got to be AI.
Everything looks the same. Everything's the same size. It's the same colour hair. You know? But yeah, apparently, well, look, a lot of people are using AI, but Alex Anderson is as innovative as they come. I'll tell you what they have used, Sale. They've used AI for the promo they've done after the game.
Yeah, it's cool, that,
the
actually.
Shark.
The tuners.
Slughands is shaking.
You're not happy with that?
His hand.
I
He's
thought that was
not.
quite funny.
Yeah, I thought it was quite
There's
funny.
a reason
as well.
the Sharks mascot has legs, because you're running away from the Corpac Stadium.
And that was to do with Marco
Misotti meal banter.
Yeah, it's saying that the real
tuners.
the real sharks are the Durban Sharks because they live by the ocean, the Indian Ocean, that has sharks, and there's a canal in Sale and there's no sharks.
Well, there's no tuna in the canal either, so...
There's definitely no tuna in there, I'm telling you now. There's tab holes in there and that's it. But yeah, anyway, that is other news, and it's sponsored by morelandbrawl.com. Got a load of orders last week.
Did you?
One. New year, new you.
What did I say last week? Send it to Andy Goode at Gerrard's Cross, and it'll get there.
There's some coming down.
Did you do
next
it?
week. I forgot.
There we go. Admin.
Well, Pool 2, no one's qualified yet, but there were some decent games this weekend.
Yeah, good group that. We're going into the last round where everyone can qualify. And actually, across the whole competition, there's only Bayonne and Clermont that can't qualify going into the last round of games. So the change-up has done a job in that sense. And we'll get into other things later, maybe.
Why on the Cass Bath game was there such surprise from Finn and the Bath team talking up Castra? And you tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't see Castra as doing anything.
Well,
in this tournament?
at home, last year they beat Munster and the Bulls at home in the group.
All right.
And beat Sarries away. So it's a banana skin, right?
All right.
And they got to the quarterfinals last year, cast in this competition. At home, they were completely different.
And Bath have never beaten them away, or something ridiculous.
So at home, they're a different proposition. I think they've only lost 2 games at home this year, which were Bordeaux and Pau in round 1.
All right. So there you go. There's some context for you.
Yeah. So it's a tough place to go. I've been over there and played in the Champions Cup, and it's a horrible place to go. Played there in the top 14 as well. And Bath went over. They were powerful. Alfie Barbary was outstanding. Just sitting like he looks like he's put on a bit of timber, but his hair's big. He's bouncing boys off his belly, and he's carrying big. And they scored some decent tries, but it was more the pick and go game, the power game for Bath that got them the win. So it's a big win that, in terms of the context of the group, where you look at the group now and Bath, Edinburgh on Friday night is a shootout to see who wins the group. And it's Bath in control of their own destiny off the back of going to Cast and winning. And like any game, Jim, winning in France in the Champions Cup is tough, isn't it? It's not an easy thing to do. And so Bath were pretty chuffed with that, and rightly so. Alfie Barbary, the man.
Yeah, he is. Big fan.
Were Munster screwed over against Toulon?
Carl Dixon, you have had an absolute shocker with that last decision. And I'll give context on it, right? So we had a referee's video come out last week for the pundits for Premier Sports and the commentators and all this stuff. And Munster fans blame Leinster. So they're talking about space at the breakdown. So anyone staying in the space for any longer than they need to be in that breakdown, so whether you've made a tackle, and you don't always go to deck as a tackler, right? And you know how the best teams, and I say this respectfully, are the best noses in the breakdown. England, you watch England when they play in the Six Nations, every player's a nose at the breakdown. The top teams, Leinster have been that, and they're all nosing at the breakdown, but they're trying to clear up the area. So what happens is there's a tackle, Farrell's in the space, O'Donoghue gets cleared out and whipped around. Everyone thought the penalty was against O'Donoghue, but it wasn't. It was against Farrell, who was stood in a tiny bit of space, but there was no one, it didn't affect anything. Tyg Byrne comes in, gets the turnover, and no one is in the vicinity to clear out Farrell, but he just pings him because that's the mentality of, that's what we've been told to look at, so that's what we need to referee. And to decide a game like that, and it wasn't a classic game. First half was pretty dour, but second half got interesting. To decide a game by giving a penalty like that, I think is horrendous. And if you're a Munster fan, you're raging. So I said it on the TV on Sunday. Carl Dixon, very, very harsh. I think it's a shocking decision.
I don't think they helped themselves, though. The discipline was poor.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I think that sort of adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, but at 75 minutes when the game's on the line and you're given a penalty where nothing in it, and there's no, like, if someone had tried to clear him out or he'd blocked someone from clearing out, I'd be like, fair play. No one's even there to try and clear him out. And so he's not affected the turnover. He's not affected it at all. It's a box ticking penalty. And so if you're Munster fans, and I've had loads of them on, all 3 of them, on messaging me, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Your Gloucester let it slip as well, didn't they, Jim?
Yeah, 18-5 half-time, and Gloucester lost. And I saw Skips after the game, and he was very positive. And I looked over at Alex Brown, the CEO, and he didn't look positive.
No, is there another memo coming out this week?
I suppose as George Skivington, let's start on Gloucester first, because of the way that they started the game.
Yeah,
a young team, Atkinson playing 10.
Big shout to you've gone after Ross Byrne to sign him.
Yeah,
and you're dropping him.
Well,
you're paying him a lot of money as well.
Yeah, and he said he rotated him. He didn't drop him, and he was very respectful to Ross Byrne, and Ross Byrne said hi to me after when he was doing
he's
his
a good lad, Ross.
Training after, and he's a brilliant player, but it hasn't worked. Like however you look at it, however you marry it up, whatever's going on at Gloucester just hasn't worked. And
if in doubt, blame the 10.
Yeah, well, the 10 will always.
I don't agree with that, by the way, but that's what happens.
Always get that. I actually thought that Charlie Atkinson looked good at 10.
Yeah.
As well for Gloucester, got them moving, took the ball to the line, and they scored some decent tries. But how you let that go? I mean, Edinburgh, let's just say that Edinburgh, 40% of their squad are injured.
Yeah.
As well. So they're limping into that game. Duan van der Merwe didn't look fit. Yeah, he was still playing. But yeah, Edinburgh, Freddie Douglas, big shout out to him. They think, I say they, Scotland Rugby and the lads that are playing with him think
Don't you mean we? Are you we England or we Scotland?
They,
Okay.
his teammates,
Yeah.
think that we are going to be great with Freddie Douglas in the back row. Think he is the best breakdown turnover specialist they have ever seen.
Really?
Ever.
I mean, it's
Ever.
in Scotland, so it's not saying
Mate.
a massive amount.
No.
I'm joking.
It is.
But
Hamish Watson,
Yeah.
Roy Darge is
yeah,
world
very
class
good.
over the ball.
Yeah, actually,
They
I
think
take that
Freddie
back, Scotland
Douglas.
people. I'm talking about more John Barkley, who was garbage.
They think Freddie Douglas is the best player we've seen over the ball, in line with your Pollocks and your Michael Hoopers, as in proper
Yeah.
jackler. And I was like, yeah, all right, big shout. They were saying that at this event that I did on Thursday for them. Watched them at the weekend. Unbelievable over ball.
MOM, wasn't he?
MOM, yeah, squandered a couple of chances in the wide channel. Darcy dropped a couple. Freddie made a good break and ball went forward.
Yeah.
So there's a few things to work on. But yeah, a couple of things for that. I was a neutral watching the game. Game was okay. But Gloucester, I mean, what can you...
Still got a
what can you
chance.
say? And that is crazy.
They got Toulon at home this week. Beat
Yeah.
Toulon, you're in, lads.
Yeah.
Right, should we pick our Premier Sports game of the week for next weekend?
Where are you going, Jim?
Glasgow.
Yeah. Glasgow Sarries will be a belter.
Just because of...
Because I'm on comms.
Yeah, that as well. That as well. Just because of everything that's kind of happened this weekend, a lot of people wouldn't have seen Sarries beat Toulouse.
Yeah.
With Glasgow playing so well, and they're probably one of the form teams in the Champions Cup at the minute.
Proper contenders.
And I would say that they are contenders because of the run that they can get in. And yeah, just like the look of that fixture.
Yeah. Very
I like
good
him
game.
actually.
Yeah. Come down.
Well, we're interviewing Pollock on Monday.
Yeah.
Henry Pollock. So
I've got to fly at 6:30.
I might need to get back and just hold the fort just in case you don't get back.
6:30 on Monday morning, flying from Glasgow to Heathrow
There you go.
to go and chat to Henry Pollocks. My game of the week. This is a strange one. Some people might not think this is going to be great, but Bristol Bears, 3 from 3, playing Bordeaux, 3 from 3.
Yes.
Straight shootout to see
what I
who
said.
wins the group.
In Bristol's.
And in Bristol's, and the way they both play, I think that would be very easy on the eye. It'll probably be a 9-6 now or something, but I think that'd be a hell of a game. And it's a real test of where Bristol are at, playing the champs in your own backyard, but everything on the line for that first seeding in the group, but also potentially the run of games, how the seedings work, going through last 16 quarters and semi in your own country.
It will be interesting to see whether the Bristol's faithful come out for that game.
Yeah.
And it's a bumper crowd because
Sunday 1 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, so great time.
Yeah.
Not in the summer though,
But
but great time.
Are they competing with local rugby? Bring all the local rugby fixtures forward to 8:30 starts, get to Ashton Gate.
But, you know, and again, that it'd be weird if it's not, because you're thinking, right, Bristol's the 3 from 3 in the Champions Cup. A lot of people looking at the weekend, you'd have them in as a shout. The running that they can get, the style of rugby that they're playing against the champions. This is watching that game and seeing how many people turn up will probably show the appetite of fans in Bristol's for this tournament. Speaking frankly,
Yeah. Oh, so that's a standout fixture for me.
yes, sir.
And then the good thing about this is every game this weekend has something on it. Like you think back to other times with the Champions Cup, and there's been some absolutely doggers games where they're dead rubbers. So that's a positive around. Whether you agree with it or not, every game would be worth having a watch for one reason or another. This weekend, there's narratives everywhere.
And where can we watch them, Goody?
We can watch them, ladies and gentlemen, on Premier Sports.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Mr. Premier Sports is here. Yeah, you can watch all the games on Premier Sports, along with all the URC games, some top 14 games, some Japanese top league
I
games.
did watch some Japanese rugby.
There you go.
Yeah, just watched it while lying on the floor with me back.
And James,
Places.
the Six Nations. One
Yeah.
game from every round is going to be on Premier Sports.
I'm doing a couple.
Who's going to be on it?
Me.
And
You.
I
don't know.
Zebo.
Oh, Zebo's
yeah,
on there.
Zeebs.
Okay.
And
I thought you were going to say me.
Ryan Wilson
Maybe.
and Tom Shanklin.
People are messaging me, why would we watch Premier when we can watch BBC or ITV? Well, you might want to see us.
Yeah.
If you're
Something
messaging me
different.
asking that, you probably don't want to watch us, but there might be some people that want to watch us. So.
Yeah. Head to premiersports.com and get subscribing. It's cheap, great value.
Should we finish things off with the good, the bad, and the ugly?
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Yes, hat-tricks galore this weekend. Starting off with Billy Searle at Leicester Tigers, Noah Heward at Bristol I say at Bristol, he was in Pretoria, but for Bristol. Nick David at Quins, Salesi Rayassi and Cameron Waukee at Bordeaux. So hat-tricks galore. So shout out to all those lads. Bath get a shout in the Goode, 43-20 winners in Cast. Tough place to go, but they're in control of their group now. Glasgow, 33-21 winners over Claremont. Get a shout out. Quins, they've been in the bad a lot. 61 points. They're going to win it. They're just concentrating on the Champions Cup. So shout out to Quins there in the Goode. Henry Pollock's try definitely needs to go in the Goode. Skill, pace, power. Just dropping it on the toe when you're a back rower in the wide channels from a perfect crossfield kick from Bello. So big shout out to Henry Pollock. Bordeaux get a shout out for their dominance over Saints. Saracens get a shout out as well for beating Toulouse 2014. Big result for them. They don't win it though because Bristol's are going to win it. Everyone complains about the travel. Everyone complains about altitude. It's always excuses. But Bristol's Pat Lam had his guns out, not his pins, because Jim calls them pins. I thought his guns looked all right.
Yeah, it looks like he's got 2 detached tendons, to be honest with you. Not that I'm a gun show myself, but yeah.
61-49 win over at altitude in Pretoria. Big shout out to Bristol's. 3 from 3 with it all to go for this weekend against Bordeaux. So that's why Bristol's win the Goode this week.
Here.
The bad. Bayonne and Claremont, they're both in the bad. Bayonne took 57. Claremont lost at home again. They're the only 2 teams that can't qualify for the last 16 this weekend, so they're in the bad for that. The Bulls have played 3, lost 3. They took 61 points at home, so they get mentioned the bad. The Stormers, how good have you been all year? And how shite were you this weekend? 61 points at Quins. Quins have been absolutely garbage.
Apart from against Saracens.
Yes, they were. That was their cup final. Well, they won another cup final, but Stormers get a shout out in the bad. A team that's regularly in the bad. Who is it, lads?
Drags.
The Drags.
I saw them at the airport. I saw Thomas Young. He was asking for you.
Right, he's a good lad, actually, Thomas Young. But the Drags are in the bad. They took 74 points at Benetton. Nearly a point a minute. And that's in the Challenge Cup, so...
What day was that?
I don't know, mate. Saturday.
Was it Saturday? I saw them Sunday. So I saw them on the way back.
Yeah.
They were drinking coffee. They seemed all right to me.
Well, they took 74 points. So that gets to mention the bad. But the bad this week, and I feel bad singling one person out, but...
Do you?
No, I don't. He's French. Louis Penverne, the La Rochelle prop that came on.
Yeah, I don't think he's listening anyway, but
he ain't listening,
you
but
can't argue with that.
Have a look at it. You've had a stinker. You've compounded your error with another that's cost you the side of the game. So Louis Penverne, you get the bad this week. And then the ugly. There wasn't any ugly. The weekend, no red cards at the weekend. There was one for Sam Kane, but it wasn't ugly. The one headshot, head on head in the first half that got me yellow, and then he gets yellow carded for slapping the ball in a ruck. So that's not ugly. That's the only red card I could find this weekend. But the ugly is going to the shambles that went on for the Ulster fans. They loved it because they're out in Amsterdam.
They had a great day.
First of all, you've got tickets to a game. Then they put it behind closed doors. Then they cancel the game and they just go, yeah, lads, have a 28-0 win. So get to the cafes that sell the cookies with the...
Just the cookies.
Just the cookies or the cakes, whatever they are, and they had a great time. But the ugly goes to that whole shambles that went on.
Well, there is rumours that
Amsterdam.
Productivity in the office is unbelievable on a
Sleeping.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
Couple of shout-outs to finish, lads.
Massive shout out to Burgess Hill Rugby Club in Sussex. Burgess Hill is a small town with big history. But since COVID has been struggling and got relegated for the first time in the club's history, they're rebuilding now, however, and they currently sit top of the table with 9 wins on the spin. So shout out to everyone from Burgess.
Yeah, big shout out as well to Chris's little brother, Stephen Jones, who is Hertford RFC first 15 captain and top try scorer. He scored 5 tries at the weekend from hooker, but they still managed to get beaten. So not good from that perspective. But apparently he's had 4 hat-tricks this season, but they're still not having much joy at Hertford in the league. Big shout out to Stefan from his not bitter, less golden child, older brother, and to the rest of the lads at Hertford RFC. Pull your socks up, boys. Come on. Can't be having hookers scoring all your tries.
A big shout out to Caithness RFC and the Come Ashore.
Come ashore.
Come ashore, come. Yeah, come ashore. Back on the 5th and the 6th of June this year, Caithness Evergreens take on the Orkney Vikings in a brilliant event celebrating rugby, farming communities and raising awareness for mental health. All in memory of Alexander Mill and they've raised over £60,000 already. Absolute legends. Get behind it if you can.
Yeah, we've got a sad one to finish. A shout out to everyone at Warlingham Rugby Club who are mourning the loss of club legend Mark Brighty Bright, a brilliant clubman, coach, father and volunteer who gave over 30 years to Warlingham and embodied everything great about the grassroots rugby club. Our thoughts are with his family, friends and the whole of the Warlingham community.
Rob, welcome back.
Well done, Rod.
How did I do in comparison to the Slug?
Slug was good last week, but it's good to get the band
Slug's
back together.
nodding. Look at him. He said to me,
his t-shirt's up, his belly's
changed his
hanging out the
life.
bottom.
Yeah, he said, changed his life. What's your shirt say? TITS banter. This is the
T-shirt club.
T-shirt club. Oh my gosh.
I was with him until he started talking about having to be kind to be a rugby coach, and then
Yeah,
he lost me,
that
and
was the
it.
thing.
That was
Yeah.
it.
They're all about happiness at Gloucester and being nice and kind.
Yeah, it's the new age,
Yeah.
isn't it? Workshop.
What are you lot called? You're not called the Gen Zs. What are you lot called? What's the next one
The
after Gen
Workshires.
Z? The Workshires. The Be Happy.
Well,
Let's be
I'm
happy.
Well, I'm happy.
I'm happy. I'm
Andrew,
tired, but I'm happy.
I might see you in Glasgow
Yes.
on when's the game? Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, I might see you Sunday, but
Should we go out in
another
Glasgow on
weekend of
Saturday
rugby.
night?
Maybe.
Keen?
Oh, see me, I turn quick then.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I'll let you know, pal.
Rod?
Oh, busy.
No, he doesn't do weekends now. He's not allowed. All right, big shout out to everyone for listening. As always, you know the drill. Subscribe. We're looking, we're nearly up to 100k, aren't we, on
Millions.
YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah, I get a bonus as well for your 100k.
Do
So
you?
subscribe.
Okay, yeah.
How
please
much is it?
subscribe, yeah.
It's about 20 quid, I think, but
Okay.
That's fine. Big money.
that'll buy you a lot of Palmos in Stockton. That.
Exactly. So thank you to everyone as always.
Yeah, massive shout out to all our listeners, subscribers. Do everything you need to. And then we'll see you next week.
Atta boy. Right, Rugby Spot.
Spotted pod.